Motorsport Auctions are the global marketplace to buy and sell used race and rally cars, parts and associated equipment. Visit their website for more details. Hello everybody, welcome to BOSRA Race Roundup. We're here for our first visit today at Twin Ring Motegi. It's round 6 of the Aston Martin GT1 Championship and it's Tobias Soltau this week on pole, a 1 minute 45.614. Daniel Tuerk was only a fraction of a second behind him for second and Simon Underhill returns in third. It's fantastic to see some returning drivers this week, including Simon Underhill, but to join him this week is Gary Bradshaw and Matt Owen. This week's qualifying lap we are going to go on board with Matt Owen for the Motorsport Auctions team, a 1 minute 51.528. So we're going to follow Matt now as we start the second half of the Aston Martin GT1 Championship down towards turns 1 and 2. This is our first visit here, so all the drivers are a bit unfamiliar with the track. So round the two 90-degree right-handers there from Matt. Bit of a wobble on coming down there, down towards turns 3 and 4. A very fast track here at Motegi, a few tight corners to catch people out, including this left-hander here. Everybody had been running wide within the qualifying session, getting the back end out onto the grass. Now down into another tight right-hander. Up towards 130R, which is corner 6. A great fast right-hander here. Bit of a wobble again from Matt. Up towards the S-curve, turns 7 and 8. Now we get the power down once again, down towards corner 9, the V corner. This takes us on to the second part of the Motegi circuit. Up towards hairpin curve and then to the longest straight of the track. Looking to keep it nice and tight, get the power down early. Matt runs a little wide. Here we are then, foot to the floor, downhill we go. Braking hard now for corner number 11, the 90-degree corner. Nicely through there. Up towards the final 3 turns. Into victory corner. Get it straight and power down to finish the lap. Just a lap from Matt, putting him in 13th on the grid, so let's head to the start of the race. Acorn Printing are the teamwear supply for BOSRA and have even produced clothing items for President Clinton. See the video description to learn more. Our first ever race at Motegi is about to get underway, and as you can see there are a few cars missing on the grid. There were lag issues during the race and the replay file has shown them. See cars flicking in and out of screen. We're watching Simon Underhill round the first 2 corners. Simon back with us after missing the race last week while he was on holiday. These Aston Martins really do sound fantastic around here. See, Bradley Selms flicks under the bottom of Simon's car and spins him out. Welcome back, Simon. Back to the start now on board with Talea. Neil Bamber in front and Bradley Selms on the right hand side. You can see the lag problems he was having. Makes it very difficult for other cars to predict where everybody's going to go. So round the first 2 bends, don't forget to keep an eye on Simon just ahead. Great onboard shot here with Talea. So Simon tags the back of Bamber. There, as you see, Bradley Selms just gets underneath him. This puts Talea into 5th. Moving on board to Chris Butterall now, lap number 3. Chris is running wide around turn 3. Bradley Selms comes up the inside and takes the position. Now down towards turn 5 and 6. Braking very hard for this corner. Bradley then runs wide and Chris retakes the place. Chris was really looking forward to this race, but it didn't last for very long. A few laps later, around turn 6, 130 air, Chris too much on the power and into the wall, pops the engine in the Aston Martin. Chris, conscious of the smoke trail he is leaving behind him, making it difficult for the cars behind. Chris managing to return to the pits to make repairs to the engine. Now, with this being our first visit to Motegi, you thought that people would have a quick look at the way into the pits, but no. Alan McCain, first of all, in the Motorsport Auctions car, finding it difficult. And as you saw there in the background, Daniel Tuerk as well. So let's move on board with Daniel. We're going to watch this run up to the pit entrance. You see Alan McCain just in front of him. As you can see, neither of them can make a decision for which road to take. Daniel ends up in the wall. Don't forget that Soltau and Tuerk are tied pretty much at the top of the drivers' standings. Now it was Soltau last week who made the mistake, costing him points. This week it is Daniel's turn. To lap 13 and car number 13, Bradley Selms, too heavy on the brakes into the pits. Another bizarre entry from him. Bradley trying to get the car facing the right way, but in the end does park it in the gravel and gives up. We ride now with Alan McCain, as you see Bradley Selms there on the right hand side making his bizarre pit entrance. Meanwhile, Alan decides to take his car for a spin and into the wall. The Motorsport Auctions car needing repairs. A bad day at the office for Motorsport Auctions. We ride with Van Delden. McCain is just ahead after making repairs. He's wide at turn 5, puts the car into the wall, spins across the track and takes out his teammates. Van Delden, the latest victim, having to call it a day and return to the pits. The day then went from bad to worse for the Motorsport Auctions team. We watched Matt Owen coming through the final corner. He's trying to keep out the way of the race leaders, but all he succeeds in doing is putting his car into the wall. To lap 18, watching Jan Malezover for the Acorn Printing team. Van Delden has a wiggle just in front in the 71 car. He then tags the backhand side of Jan's car. Jan off track into the gravel. He does try to carry on, but steering damage, and he pulls it into the wall and retires to the pits. To the last few corners then, and it was this man Daniel Tuerk in the 35 car. Another fantastic win for the Acorn Printing team, following on from the victory at Silverstone last week. This win will only close the standings, making the gap between him and Soltau even smaller. It will get very interesting as we come towards the closing stages of the season. Bodin Solutions produce the very best load cell mods and pedal adapters to use with Thrustmaster wheels. You can order yours now at bodinsolutions.com. So, with round 6 of the Aston Martin GT1 Championship done, that means there are only 4 rounds remaining. Daniel Tuerk took this week's win with Tobias Soltau in second and Talea in third. Daniel Tuerk also picked up the fastest lap of the race yet again, a 1:45.896. Tobias Soltau less than a tenth of a second behind him. It was great to see 15 cars on the grid this week, and let's see what that does for the drivers' standings. Well, the points gap at the top is getting smaller and smaller, only 7 points in it now. Van Delden is still in third, but he is 36 points behind the leader. Neil Bamber closes the gap to just 4 points behind him. Behind Bamber, Talea, Selms and Gregory, it's all very close, only 5 points in it between them. And at the bottom, it's Jan Malezover who moves up into the top 20. Moving to 20th onwards then, and it is all pretty much the same, with only Michael Hall dropping down, being replaced by Jan as he moves up. Don't forget that we do have places in this championship. If you want to join us, just head over to the website and register with our forums, then you can sign up and join us in the race. With another win then for Acorn Printing, let's see what that does to the team standings. As you can see, it is still the Firefighters charity out front. They have a 30-point lead over Acorn Printing, however that gap is shrinking. Bodin Solutions remain in third, and a bad week at the office for Motorsport Auctions. None of their cars finishing particularly well this week. That is it from us from Motegi. Don't forget we are at Laguna Seca next week, round 7. That promises to be very interesting. As always, don't forget to like our Facebook page and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Drop by the forums and leave us a comment there as well. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again next week. Bye bye.